All right, getting going here. Getting everything set up right quick. Sharing the stream around. And I need to go ahead and mute myself in Discord. So goodbye, guys. You will not hear me for a while. All right. Now they can't hear what we say about them. All right. Copy. How is everyone doing? So we've got Samuel Graham versus Simba. For those that have been keeping up, these were actually our finalists from our last tournament. So pretty crazy that they both made it to the finals yet again and squaring off for a rematch. That's pretty cool. So what do we expect to happen? I'm not sure. And just making a quick post so that way we can get some more viewers in here. Boom. Link has been dropped. Drop the mic. Okay. So they're getting all set up. Hopefully doing any sideboarding. Looks like Simba is sideboarding and Samuel is sideboarding as well. And let's see who's who here. Looks like Samuel is going to be on the bottom and Simba is on the top. So we see the Chrism combo with the Glaciafly. This was a fairly popular combination for this tournament. With the center field being the Roost, always being in the center, you know that the center is always basically safe to deploy into. And so Glaciafly Chrism combo, just drop them both in the middle, and then use Glaciafly to win the side fields, Chrism to win the center field, and using all those might support cards that are gonna, keep your stuff moving, give your stuff, the protection that it needs. Using the tamer cards to power up your Glaciafly, so your Glaciafly gets absolutely massive to win basically the side fields almost by himself at times. Yeah, it's a pretty powerful combo when you don't have to worry about the center field ever being an issue. So, pretty solid pick, I would say. And then for the Roost, whenever you do the trigger the debut, for the Chrism, it's not really going to matter in this situation. It's just going to gain block. It's already got block from its deployment. Glaciafly could be a little bit interesting, though. You can reset an ally in this field, yours or your opponent's. So if your opponent has put a whole bunch of negative power on like an ally, you can just get rid of that negative power there. And then if your opponent on the other side has boosted up their own allies, you can just reset those guys. So being able to trigger this multiple times can be pretty handy at times. And what is Simba playing? I'm not sure. Oh, and they're currently talking about my commentary of their games from the previous weeks. And my constant disagreement with their plays. But you know what? They both made it here, so that's something to be said. Let's see. Looks like sideboarding is done. Simba shuffling up, probably getting ready for his mulligan. No one has put their entire deck out onto the field at once. That's a good sign. Nothing like some Tabletopia hiccups to completely ruin everything. But so far, so good. We don't have any. Oh yes, I forget. Samuel doesn't select his entire hand at once. It's just like I don't understand how he grabs only some. What? Oh, technical issues or user error more likely, but it can never be the app's fault. Oh, he's adding. Oh. He has 30 cards in hand, yet there is still a card face up there. There we go. Okay, maybe it wasn't user error. Maybe it was actually Tabletopia's fault that time. There were some phantom cards. How is everyone doing tonight anyways? It is a Friday night and we're all here to watch some Wildhearts. That's pretty cool. I want Simba to flip up his cards so we can talk about his familiars. Alright. Everything shuffled. Let's resolve some mulligans. Alright. So we got Windy Plateau, Griffin's Crag, the Ranch. We got a blank 4 and a blank 5. Okay. Nothing too crazy there besides the Crag. Crag can be really powerful with Glaciafly. But the opponent does have Allusion here, so debut, give an opposing creature in this field -1 power, and you may move a friendly ally in this field. So moving your own allies over into the Crag's not going to actually give as much value as you would hope when the Allusion is just throwing or sliding over allies into the Crag anyway. And that debut, if you can trigger this debut multiple times with the Roost, that's a whole lot of negative power that you can be hammering away at that Glaciafly, because you know that Glaciafly is going to get a lot of power boosted up. So being able to use this Allusion multiple times to keep its power in check is actually pretty solid for this. And then our secondary familiar that we're seeing over there on Simba's side is the Infernander, which is primo for the Roost. So debut, if you're winning this field, Infernander gains +1. So that can be really great if you're winning that center field, and you can then win it a second time with triggering that debut a second time. And then the ongoing, when you discard any number of cards from your hand, you may give a creature in this field -1 power. If any were skill cards, give it -2 instead. Again, with the Roost, the alternative for the Roost is you discard a card to draw a card. That means you're triggering the Infernander over and over potentially. So either way, you're triggering the Infernander. So that's really great. Really fantastic for the Roost here. Alright, so it looks like we've got the Crag and the Flower-Filled Meadow. So we've got all 4 VP fields. So that'll be really interesting. Whoever has initiative is going to be in a lot better position, because If you think about the judges deck and what's available in there, we have person with initiative chooses. You have the field, the highest VP field is turned off. If tied, initiative chooses. And then the exact opposite, least VP field is turned off. If tied, initiative chooses. So whoever's taking the initiative in this matchup will actually be in a really good position. Not only, of course, are they getting more draws during their the draw step, but they're also being able to pick which fields are turned off when those certain judges cards are revealed. So very, very good stuff here. All right, looks like Mulligan's been resolved. Simba is going first here since he does have the lowest power. So let's see. That means the ranch is the reserve field. Oh my gosh, both incredibly powerful resources. We see the Sylph Amulet on Samuel's side, so you may move a friendly creature to an adjacent field. That is my favorite support in Might at the beginning of the game. Like round one, super good. And then on the other side, though, and also very powerful, maybe not in this particular matchup because Might Special doesn't have as much that's going to impact the familiars, but support, give a familiar block. Not a bad one, though, right? If in case the opponent is playing a Sune stick, since they are playing special there, it could come up. But I do not know the deck comps. Samuel might not even be playing Sune stick, to be fair. Okay, so Chrism to the side field. Very odd play. Usually you see these kind of pretty often where the Chrism Glaciafly mid, like in tandem. If you do need to like shift one of them out, you typically want to be able to shift the Chrism left or right with the Sylph Amulet. Yeah, because if field 1 is turned off, then there's no way to get Chrism all the way over to field 3, right? The best you can hope for is to get him to field 2. But if you played him to field 2, then you can, if field 2 is turned off, you can go left or right with the Chrism. So I like to go mid. But he did avoid the illusion here. So there is that. And debating the Glaciafly here. I mean, it's best to play it in mid just because that's the only way you can get power to 3. You put it in 3. Well, you put it in either of the side fields. At 3 power is going to the middle. It has to now compete with 8 power. So I'd rather go mid and then put my 3 power over on field 3. Yeah, and telling them my disdain for the Glaciafly in field 3 there. Yeah, so it's just a lot easier to put 3 power over in field 3 to compete with 0 power rather than putting Glaciafly on the side and then having to compete with 8 power, right? And then there's one of the first ones here. Not as powerful as the other 3 we've talked about, but player for initiative does get to choose, and they get a swap in a field with the reserve field. So the ranch is going to be coming in. So Simba gets to choose. Okay, and he's going to go with the ranch. All right, and then all fields are in play here. And it is number 1. So, discard 1 card from your hand, then draw 1. Well, you know, it works out. He ends up dodging the Infernander negative power here. So, a little bit fortunate, right? I guess either way, though, he would have lost a little bit of power on that Glaciafly. Either triggering the Illusion debut or the discard for the Infernander. But still, even with that negative power, he would still be winning field 3. There's no way Glaciafly being on the right side is going to be able to win him field 2 this round. Not with only 2 resources. Running Might Special. No way. Glacier Fly to mid. 3 power over on field 3. And then you just drop a body over there. Ooh, Lucky Hat. Simba stepping off with a Lucky Hat here. Next card you play from your hand costs -1. So he can be dropping a 3-coster here. So a Terpian in field 3 right now, super good. You could also see a Whistle. Whistle would also be really powerful, assuming he gets a hit off of it. We were talking in the Discord earlier this week about stories about the Whistle, either good or bad, and mine was round 1 Hat, play Whistle, and only thing I saw off it, I believe, was a Crocian. And I had no allies in play to even move with the Crocian, so I didn't get any VP. Only thing I got, I used a Hat and a Whistle and 2 resources, and all I got out of it was a Crocian. So really, really, really bad luck of the draw there for me. Now, usually they're not that bad. Usually they're fine, but occasionally you'll get those really, really gnarly bad ones. I think one of the best hits I've ever had was Lucky Hat, Whistle, and then I saw the Terpian and an Adult. And since you can only play 6 power worth, it's pretty good. Because yeah, that equals out to 6 power. So you can go Adult, KO something, and then trigger the Terpian debut, and then win the field. Super good. All right. So we're seeing a Terror Chick getting dropped here. Debut, give another friendly creature block. It's got Guardian, fantastic turn 1. Giving the Glaciafly the block, and then using the Sylph Amulet. Now Glaciafly's back to the middle. So not too bad there. So it ends up working out. He ends up dodging the negative powers from the opposing familiars, and then sliding it over now that he's ready to actually start scoring. All right, so what is Simba got in store for us with that Lucky Hat? Are we going to see a 3-coster come down here? What does he got? I feel like, yeah, right now, it would be pretty solid for a Terpian in field 3. It'd be 2 VP scored. And they are off topic talking about Star Wars. Waiting on Simba here. Alright. Oh, it looks like he's just going to play a 2-coster. What's he got? An Illusion. Interesting. So he's going to pick up that Fury Potion that he discarded. And you may move a friendly creature of that card's style. So move the Infernander? Yeah. That's not pretty solid. Gonna give the Infernander the block with that support. Yeah, so now he's gonna have 6 power here when scoring, and then 5 power over here when scoring. And currently he's only competing with 2 in the center and 3 on that field 3. So he's going to be up on those fields. And I don't know what could Samuel do with 1? A strength training would be pretty good here on the Glaciafly, bumping it up to 5, and then it's matching the Infernander. and it's 0 cost, so he could still follow it up with another ally, like a 1 cost ally, to potentially bump him up. But I'm not sure if he has that, because I feel like he would have led with that if he had had the strength training before he played the Terror Chick. But maybe he just really wanted to protect the Glaciafly. So. What else? I mean, a low commitment Ignition here. It's not... Ignition isn't super impactful, but it still comes out to be tying at least in field 3. Yeah, because you bump the Glaciafly up to a 4, and then the Ignition, yeah. It's not a terrible play. As long as he plays it to field 3 at least. Oh, reset spell. Ooh, that's not great. Yeah, it's just going to lose the block. Or he set up to 4 creatures in that field. But, yeah. It's just not a great play. Like, it's pretty terrible. Yeah, because you realize after the fact that it just loses block. Losing the block does nothing, basically, in a situation. Unless he has a follow-up that benefits for Infernander losing block. But I can't imagine there's one. But what else could he have? He's got 5 cards in hand. I still feel like an Ignition... strength training... he could flip his Inspiration to move Chrism to win field 3, and he's still winning field 1 because of the Glaciafly. I think a strength training would be great right now. Like, it's a nice little like stall card, forces Simba to do something. And the Glaciafly is super protected right now, so there's really no reason not to do it now. So I'm guessing he doesn't have a strength training, because that's like a pretty much a windmill slam card in this situation. Oh, that's wild. Bounce Orb on the Terra Chick. So choose a non-token ally in yours in play. If they're tame, gain 1 VP and seek 2. So that's exactly what he's going to do. It's tame, it's not wild. So he's going to gain a VP, seek 2. Maybe he'll seek into a strength training. That would be really good. Really good for him. And then KO an ally in their field with equal or less power. And return your ally to hand. Unfortunately, Terrachik is only 2 power, and the only other ally there is a 3 power. So he's not going to be able to get the KO on the Illusion, which is a bit of a bummer. But he's going to get the Terrachik back to hand. I mean, I guess that saves it from Illusion minusing it next round. But that just means you got to play it out again. But give your Glaciafly block again next round. I don't know. A strange play. Maybe he just really wanted that Seek. It could have been his only 1-coster. It looks like he got rid of our penguin there, the little Pingost. That was his discard off of the Roost. Might have helped him out. some debate of, was that worth it? Giving Glaciafly block, gaining a VP, and seeking one. Because now he's basically back to where he was. And the only thing he got out of it was a block on Glaciafly, which wasn't super effective, like in this situation at the moment. Gained a VP, gained an extra card. He actually broke even on cards because the Bounce Ore basically was replaced. And he got the Terrachik back, so. Hand resource-wise, he's still the same. But he is currently losing in 2 fields. 2 4 VP fields. So his opponent's about to double up. He's got no resources, so I don't know. Simba's sitting in a pretty good position right now, and he's got a resource. He can just kind of drop whatever he wants. Maybe play an Alistair's Guy to Seek, just to get set up for a future turn, a future round in general, or he could pass and just keep the initiative. Also, not bad. Like, what's Samuel going to play in this situation? Like, he's out of resources. The only thing he could possibly play would be a Shrink Training, and the best that's going to do is tie in field 3. So then you just both break even. Oh, what? 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 That was a strange move. Why would you do that? There's 11 power in field 1. What? Why would you move your 3 over there?
I'm probably overthinking it. It's like round 1 game.
What? What is happening here? These plays are wild. Like, he basically gave up field 1 to win field 2. He still breaks even on VP. He gets the same amount, and he burned his inspiration. So what's Simba do now? I mean, you know what? Both players burn their inspiration on some really questionable plays, so I guess it breaks even. Now again, if Samuel has been playing it super slow and he's still got that Strength Training in hand, then boss. Like, absolutely fantastic. But if he doesn't have the Strength Training, not great. But Simba still has that one resource that he could play. That can completely... He can't play it to field 1, so there is that. He could play it to field 3. I would play it to field 3 myself, just so that way if that Strength Training does come down on the Glaciafly, you're still winning in field 3. What could Simba be holding? Arnold doesn't do anything here. He could play Croshen to move the Owl. Give him a VP. It would set him up to have the protection for a future round. Again, Guardian on Simba's side isn't as good. Same reason that we gave for the block on the Momentum Shift. There's just not a whole lot of interaction that we're going to see on the Might Special side that's going to be interacting with his opponent's stuff. Oh. Okay. All right. I respect it. Fury Potion onto the Owl Illusion there. Give him +5. Give him some Hand Cycle at the end. Unfortunately, Infernander is not going to get any value off of that discard random card. And Samuel's just going to pass. He did not have the Strength Training. Just gonna pass. Okay. So even if Chrism had stayed in field 1, he would have still won the same amount of VP, right? Because Chrism and Allusion are matched. Glaciafly bumps up field 1 into 11 power. So yeah, Samuel could have saved his inspiration there. Granted, he did force the use of the Fury Potion. So, there is some value there. Now, granted, knowing if your opponent was going to Fury Potion or not is a little, hard of a call to make. And but did clear the Allusion off the board. And discarding for the Fury Potion now. Let's see what it is. Just a Lady Seer. So, yeah. It could have potentially gotten some value for the Infernator later. Lady Seer also really good for dealing with the Glaciafly. Like, if it gets powered up too much, you drop a Lady Seer to get it back into reasonable, amounts of power. But if Glaciafly is going to be blocked up and behind a Guardian Terrachik that your opponent has, Lady Seer's value is definitely not as good. So, actually probably a pretty good hit for Simba in this situation, I would imagine. Okay. So Simba will win the 2 fields. Actually, he'll win... he won field 1, and he wins the ranch by more than 4. So he should have gained 9. Oh no, the Glaciafly was preventing it from being a full 4. So yeah, just the 8 there. And then yeah, Samuel's got the extra bonus 1 from the bounce orb. So he's only behind 3. Hopefully he draws into some of his power gaining cards, like Strength Trainings or Giant Growth. Both are fantastic for the situation. So just a face down from Samuel here. He does have the initiative. So if any of those initiative cards come up in the judge's deck, he'll be in a little... pretty solid position here. And notice he did move that Chrism back to field 2. Well, not back, but I said just play it to field 2 and just be safe. But nope. Chrism in the Crag, because... Yeah, I mean, normally that's a solid play in a normal game, but when you're paired up with Glaciafly, you typically want to go to wherever Glaciafly is, because Glaciafly is not putting his own power into his own field. Now, if Glaciafly drops into field 1, there's that. But we know that Simba's probably going to be playing his familiars to the center field. Yep. So Chrism to middle also blocks the Infernator going to mid, because Infernator really wants to get that debut effect, and preventing it from going into field 2 means you prevent it also from triggering that debut twice. Triggering that debut twice on Infernator, really, really solid. And I mean, Glaciafly to mid, you're going to get hit with an Allusion, and that sucks. Okay, yeah, he's going to do the safer pick here. And then Allusion to field 3? No, you have nothing to compete with? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no one's got anything. Now, if Samuel had left that Terrachik in field 2, then absolutely Glaciafly to field 2, because it would have been protected. So it doesn't matter if it's getting hit by Infernander and Allusion, it's only going to go down to 0, and it's going to eat all those power minusing effects. So even if Allusion triggers twice, or Infernander triggers off of its ongoing. Oh, no. It's going to drop it on the Glaciafly here. Okay. All right, let's see where we're going this round. Field 2 is inactive. Okay, okay. Interesting. So it's an odd card here. It is number 7. So another discard 1, draw 1. Again, no value for the poor Infernander here. But field 2 being turned off. So Glaciafly's not really doing much here. But Chrism being, matched up against Allusion in a pretty good spot there. Unless Simba's going to drop a 3 power. Or a 3 cost. Not a 3 power. A 3 cost in field 1. But I don't think he will. Because there's not really much. I mean, out of Ferocity and Tactics right now, what would he drop that he could gain the most value out of? Maybe a Lunos. That would at least match him in that. But if Samuel uses his Sylph Amulet to slide his Glaciafly to mid, which I think he should, then he's got 10 power in field 1. So even a Lunos choosing the power game is would only put him at 9 power in field 1 for Simba. So I think Simba should just let field 1 go and focus on field 3. If he can move his Infernander over, that would be great. He is playing Tactics, so Drill Attack in this situation would be super solid. So discarding a Sparkwill off of the Roost. So that is a 3-coster. Could have been played to field 1 if you really wanted to. Potentially losing 2 VP. Okay, and we're seeing Simba ditching a Gel Ice here. Missing out on the discard for Infernander. But funny, they both discarded hand rip cards. So Gel Ice steals a card from hand, and then Sparkwill forces the opponent to discard from hand. So that's kind of amusing that they both discarded those themselves. Alright, so we are playing now. Samuel is up. He has 3 more cards this round. I don't know if you want to play the Shrink Training, though, now that your Glaciafly is at -1. Because you're only going to basically net 1. It's not amazing, right? Maybe play it slow. Yeah. I think get that Terrachik back into field 2. Yep, there you go. I mean, I would have used the Sylph Amulet. He is intending, yeah. He's intending to do the Glaciafly. Doing things in the correct order here. Terrachik, debut, give Glaciafly block. Sylph Amulet effect, move Glaciafly to middle. So now Glaciafly can just be played to field 2 over and over for the rest of the game and be protected, as long as that Terrachik stays there. And now that Glaciafly is at least putting 2 power over into field 3. So, still 10 power, though, in field 1. So, again, Lunos is not enough in field 1 to win it. Could Drill Attack right now, but I think waiting to see what else gets played by Samuel. So playing it a little bit slow here if I was Simba. Just keeping one resource in reserve. Oh, nope. He's just going to go for it. Okay. Fair enough. So he's going to bounce the return ally from any field to its owner's hand. Terrorchick is literally the only ally in play. And then may move or deploy a friendly familiar. So he's going to move the Infernander. And then the momentum shift, I'm sure, will give the Infernander that block. So something that is a benefit from doing the Guardian there is now Glaciafly cannot be played to field 2 for the rest of the game. Unless he wants to play it out again. You don't want to play it again, though, this round and waste a block. Unless you drop something else first. But, like, what do you drop that's a 1 cost? So that way you can drop another 1 cost. Something that's in special or might. Not a ton. So what does Samuel have? He's got 2 resources. He could just windmill slam that giant growth. It's not a bad call. Gets a draw, more draw 2. So you go up to 8 cards. Oh, Enchanted Draft. Okay. Potentially good. So yeah, discard 3 for each ally, gain +1 for each support, gain 1 VP. There is 1 ally, 2 allies. All right, so 2 allies, no supports though. So you could give it to the Glaciafly to put it up back to +1 or up to +1. The only thing is, because of the rules of Wildhearts, when the familiars go back to the bench, if they have any negative power, they just lose that negative power. So Glaciafly would have gone back up to a 3. So it's a little awkward using that, giving that +1. But again, depending on what kind of follow-up you have. That's a 4 power over there. Yeah, field 1's pretty locked down for Samuel here. Simba does have 2 resources. Again, those blocks are in the way, so you're not going to play a Sky or anything. Looks like he's getting ready to drop something over in field 3, so I'm imagining it's a creature. You don't play a Crochin here. I mean, you could play a Vortnail, I guess. Give yourself 3 power over there. Give yourself Guardian somewhere. Oh, he's going for a 2. Oh, another Allusion. So a second Allusion here. So he's going to pick up a 1 or more cost Tamer card again. Let's see. Is he going to get the Drill Attack? Okay. So he'll get to bounce an ally back to hand and move if he wants. Oh, and you may move a friendly creature of that card's style. So he's going to move the Allusion over there to really lock down field 3. Which makes sense, because there was no way he was winning field 1. So he's just squaring up field 3. And he's going to probably get the extra VP, because he's going to win it by more than 4. So looks like he's just going to play the Terrorchick back out. I mean, yeah, what do you do in this situation? You can't really commit anything to impact this round. So just setting that Terrorchick back up for the deployment for next round. Okay, Simba's passing. That's a little rough, because that means Samuel could be up against the wall. We haven't seen any of those cards get pulled yet. The speed it up, slow it down, or initiative chooses. and there's 6 cards left in the judge's deck, it means it's a 50-50 shot of seeing those cards next round, in round 3. Alright. They're passing, so they're just going to split fields here. Samuel is going to get 4. He's going to go up to 9. And then Simba's going to get 5. He's going to go up to 13. So again, not a huge lead, but it is a steady lead, like continuously gaining. And that's all Simba has to do, basically, is for the rest of the game, he just has to keep splitting fields. Now that he has the lead, he just has to maintain it. He doesn't have to have any big blowout plays like Samuel's going to have to do. Samuel's going to have to win 2 fields next round to compete. So hopefully he draws something really, really impactful. Again, he's got the Terror Chicken position, Glaciafly to middle, and then maybe a strength training, or I know I said it last round too, but Giant Growth. Bump that Glaciafly up to, a nice, respectable 10 power there on field 1 and field 3. All right, let's see. Both players still have a solid grip for being round 3. Simba's just got a face down for us. What does Samuel do? Probably a face down. Don't do a strength training. Okay, take flight. That's fine. That's solid. Support, if you exhaust this to play a tamer card, you may move or deploy a friendly familiar. So, just more of a more powerful version of Sylph Amulet. But it has a stipulation of it has to be a tamer card spent. Or that the take flight is spent on. Alright, Infernander coming down first. So he's winning that one. So unfortunately could not get the Chrism out first. That's the drawback of not having that initiative. Being able to beat the Infernander out onto a field before it can. Because Infernander wants to go to that middle field. So if you could go Chrism mid before the Infernander does, it's pretty nice. But Chrism's just going to go to field 1 again, right? Oh, he's actually thinking about it this time. Nope. Commit to the bit. Okay. So where does Allusion go? I mean, Allusion probably just goes to field 2. Hits the Terror Chick. I mean, you could go knock the block off of Chrism, but that's assuming that you're going to actually be able to follow that up. You can't Skyer it because you can't play into the Crag. Yep. I'm just going to go hit the Terror Chick. So it doesn't matter what judge card gets pulled here. If it's even or odd, that Terror Chick's going to lose another power. Either the Infernander is going to get it or the Allusion's going to get it. But being at 0 power isn't the worst for Terror Chick. In this matchup, you're not playing against special. If you're playing against special, being at 0 power can be a little, little sketchy. All right, judge card. What do we see here? Speed it up, like I said, but they're all tied. So I wonder what's going to get turned off. Yep, field 1 is going to get turned off. Yep, somebody gets to choose. And it's even, so they're going to be triggering debuts. Oh, but Allusion has to go first because he has the initiative token. So it's got to hit the Terror Chick. And then Glaciafly gets to reset an ally in this field. So he gets to just bump that Terror Chick right back up to 2. And then Infernander is going to gain its debut and get powered up. And And then Glaciafly, you may reset an ally in this field. So then, yep, Terrorchick goes right back up. Pretty good stuff there. Both good plays on both players. An Illusion hitting Glaciafly, of course, would have been the better, but when you have Guardian, you don't really get those choices, right? Randy, Simba should play pretty much anything to field 3 in case Sam picked up a strength training. Yep. There's the Vortnail I was talking about last round. So it's got speed. It can play a mirror image token. A Judge's Decree right now would be huge. He would, yep. 1, 2, 3 is Judge's Decree. Calling it. Yep, there it is. Judge's Decree. He's winning both the fields that are active right now. That's absolutely a solid time to play it. If you have initiative, give it to your opponent. So he will give it to Sam. So Sam will be in a better position. And then play a random card from your hand to that field. Then discard a random card from your hand in the Tamer phase. Which will trigger the Infernander's ongoing for the discard. It's going to hit the Terrorchick again for more negative power. But Simba having initiative, meaning he got to play all of his cards first, use all of his resources before Samuel could play a single card or use a single resource. Momentum Shift, dead card here. Because it only works on familiars. And choose an opposing familiar, give any plus power they have to a friendly familiar in their field, and force that opposing familiar back to the bench. And yeah, so the familiar is protected by the Terrorchick here, so cannot steal that 1 power. Ooh, discarding a Skyer. That's a bummer. But again, that Skyer has been kind of having issues. It might have been dead in the hand this whole time, honestly. Because Terrorchick protecting the Glaciafly and then both having block. Unless he, yeah. Again, like I was saying, the Chrism being in the Crag actually kind of beneficial. Alright, that is game 1. He's going to take both fields there. And, yeah, absolute blowout there. That is a rough one for Sam. So Simba is going to take the lead here. All right, let's see if Samuel can prepare a little bit better this round. Yeah, having all 4 or all 3 fields being the same VP, having initiative is so powerful. You really, in those kind of situations where all 3 fields are equal in VP, you really want to get initiative as much as possible. So like that last round, Samuel played the Terrorchick. He could have passed instead, right? He was still winning field 1. Simba was still going to win field 3. He could have passed and just took that initiative. If he had, he would have been in such a better position. He would have been able to choose which field was turned off, right? He wouldn't have picked the one Chrism was in. He would have, kept winning that field. He could have played a card, a strength training, not strength training, a giant growth on the Glaciafly would have locked down field 3 and field 1 for him if he had turned off field 2. Because Infernander is going to be in field 2, right? And then if Illusion is there also, Simba's putting all of his eggs in that one basket in the center field. You turn that field off, because Glaciafly's sitting there, right? Glaciafly doesn't care about that center field. And then you're just set up that your opponent cannot use the Judge's Decree, right? Because they're not going to win any fields. Hey, Abby, welcome to the chat. All right, so I'm curious if different fields are picked this time. So it doesn't matter Well, yeah, Simba's got 4 and 4, right? Come on, there we go. And we know Samuel has a 4 with the crag, and then he also has the Windy Plateau, which is a 5. I think you keep the 5 in play because Simba is going to start with initiative anyway. You know he is. And then it also protects you from later on. So if, when those initiative cards come up, it's going to be a lot better to have a little bit more control. So Simba's got a Phantom hand there. He put... Okay. So yeah, he's basically pulling cards out of his hand and dropping them, and they're just disappearing. So go ahead and do that. And then he's got all of his cards in his deck, so he's ready to go. So again, Simba's going to get to go first again because he does have the lower power. So it doesn't really matter what Simba puts in reserve. The biggest impact, I think, is on Samuel's call. Crag is not doing him much good in this situation, I don't think. I think Windy Plateau would do him more good. Hopefully Samuel sees some of his strength trainings this time. Not won that game. He drew a decent amount. He seeked. Didn't play not a single one. Hopefully Sam also saw that amulet again. Let's see, what could Simba see? Alistair's guide. Alistair's guide supported. Pretty solid. Lucky Hat, round 1 support, actually pretty solid. Unless you have like a real crazy good 3-cost card that you want to play that round, I like to support the Lucky Hat. But I also play in a manner where I don't usually pass first. So I'm typically a play behind. I like to react to my opponent's stuff. So I'm usually a little bit behind in the card draw. So the Lucky Hat really helps my play style in that regard. But again, in this matchup where you're really wanting to get initiative first, then you want to pass first. Well, it looks like Windy Plateau is getting thrown again. Oof. He's really committed to that Crag and the Chrism play. Oh, and he got rid of the ranch there. So Simba changing it up. The ranch wasn't really doing him too much anyway. So just go with that blanket 4. Alright, so resources. Simba's going first. A momentum shift again. Okay. I don't know. I feel like momentum shift's better in the hand in this matchup. Oh, so family. Wow. Same resources as our last game. But yeah, knowing that your opponent is going to be wanting to power up their Glaciaflies, I would be holding the momentum shift myself. And Chrism, of course, filled 1 to the Crag. Again, you got Sylph Amulet. Like, you play it to middle, and you can move it to any field, and it's like basically a guaranteed win. So literally discussing what I was just saying. Like, the play that makes the most sense in this situation is Chrism and Glaciafly both to the middle, and then you're winning all three fields, basically. Because you got 3 power on the side, and you got 8 power in the middle. And if you need, if field 2 gets turned off, you can move Chrism to whichever side you want. Alright, well, at least play the Glaciafly to middle, because then you're at least winning field 3 and field 1. Is he going to do it? It's so weird, man. He's playing such weird plays. So he's putting it in field 3, right? That means his power is actually in field 2, competing against the Infernander. Everything is in play. All right. So literally, if Samuel had put both in field 2, he would be crushing this round. Absolutely, he would win. He could win all 3 fields, easy peasy. Lucky Hat coming down. Oh no. Oh, they're resolving the Roost. So discarding to draw. So Simba discarding the Fury Potion again. Do we see him play the Allusion to grab it back? That's the question. Oh my god. It's the same game. We're seeing Pengos discarded on Samuel's side. That is wild. That is wild. This is literally like almost copy and paste so far. Yep, there's the hat. This is crazy. Alright, let's see. What does Samuel do? Terrachik? Terrachik to middle. Glaciafly moves to mid. Give block to Glaciafly? Oh, okay. Crowd Roar here. So he's winning 2 fields. So he's going to gain a VP and draw a card. It's got speed. So he's still on the play here. Pretty solid. And he's winning 2 because Glaciafly's ongoing is only during scoring. Now, if that was his plan, playing the Glaciafly to field 3, okay, that's okay. It's not like, I don't know if I would commit my entire like potential to win just to play a Crowd Roar. All right, we finally see the strength training at least. All right, there's that. So now they're tied in field 2 during scoring. All right. So we're seeing both the 0-costers that take an action. So let's see, what could Simba do here? Skyer to field 3. Super strong. Just send the Glaciafly home. And you win field 2 and field 3. And you still have an extra resource. So you could auto, like, whatever gets played. You could Crochin if you wanted to. Afterwards. Now, the only scary thing would be if Samuel had a Siltsune, and then he could just redeploy the Glaciafly right back out. Oh, we're seeing a whistle. All right. Very, very powerful. Potentially very powerful. He's already seen 4 Tamer cards, basically, if you count Fury Potion, Hat, Momentum Shift, and Whistle. So, in theory, he should see a couple allies. Now, they can only be a combined power of 6. So, 2 ally cards, 6 power. And he can play onto whatever field he wants, aside from the restriction on field 1 with the Crag, unless it, of course, is a 3-coster. All right, let's see what he's got. So there is a judge clarification. So he's wondering when the whistle is technically finished resolving. So you're going to play both allies. You're choosing the allies. They get put into their fields. They don't trigger their debuts yet. You finish resolving the whistle, putting the cards back into the deck, and then it goes to discard. And then you trigger the debut effects of the cards you played. Alright, so seeing an Illusion and Adult. I guess he's wanting to grab the whistle back. The Adult is a shame. It's a surprise there wasn't not one other ally that could have been played. Wow. So now Whistle goes to discard. Now the creatures. Whoa. So where do you play? Adult is just kind of whatever. It's 1 power. It's going to take up a spot in a field for the rest of the game. Put it... You want 1 in field 2 and 1 in field 3. Because right now, you're tied in field 2 during scoring. So you at least want to get over that. So if it's 1 or 3, whatever. Yeah. That's fine. So now Samuel can play anything to field 2, and he'll be winning field 2 again. Alright, and he's, of course, picking the whistle back up. Makes sense. Alright, and he's going to move the Illusion over, so because he grabbed back the whistle, you may move a friendly creature of that card's style. So he's going to move the Illusion over. So again, Samuel plays anything to field 2, and he's going to take 2 fields. Hopefully he sees that. Sometimes players get locked in on Glaciafly and they forget that it's like the whole reason you're playing it is because its power is shifted to another field. So when they're playing cards, sometimes they forget that and they think Glaciafly, its power is in the field it's in. And then they end up losing 2 fields because they're all mixed up in their heads, just not playing it enough. So it's really, really dangerous playing with Glaciafly and you're not super comfortable with it. So in a tournament, it can be a little, for certain players, it can definitely hinder them more than it can help them. So while it is a very powerful combo in this tournament, it can potentially, in the hands of, I mean, we're in the finals here, right? He should be pretty comfortable with it by now. But for some players, it could have definitely been a big hindrance for them. Now, he could slide the Glaciafly over with the Self Amulet. Like, there's 6 power in field 2 and in field 3. So, like, Glaciafly can go to field 2, doesn't matter. As long as wherever he plays this ally to, is in the field that Glacial Fly's power is going to be in during scoring. I think I would play a Terra Chick to field 2, leave Glacial Fly in field 3, because then in round 2, you can play Glacial Fly to field 2 and be safe. So that's like planning ahead down the road, several moves, ahead in the future. And that's something you just become more and more comfortable with. Like you got to think ahead of what is going to happen in future rounds, and that just takes time. Lots of hours, lots of reps playing the game before you start to think beyond this move right now. This card I'm playing. Man, he is really thinking. Judge, slow play. Samuel says he's afraid of any more zero costers that could be played. I think the only thing you got to worry about would be like another lucky hat, right? You got 2 resources though. Like you're sitting pretty good. Yep, I'm just gonna go all in on Tortu. I like it. Gains block. Leave Glacial Fly. Leave. Okay. Cool. Not using it. Good to hear. So he's gonna have 10 power there in field 2 during scoring. That is good. Because if he moved Glacial Fly over, he would basically lose the 2 fields. He would have 5 power in both fields, losing to this 2/6. 2/6s. So it sounds like the other players are Simba's confused by that, but no, that makes perfect sense to me. And so yeah, I don't think there's anything Simba could do. I think he just pass, keep that initiative for the judge's deck. Because what is it? 3 out of the 7 cards, so not quite 50-50 yet, but it is more beneficial to have initiative. Especially if you're holding a judge's decree. You absolutely pass if you have judge's decree. Because yeah, there's just Samuel's winning field 2 by 4 points, 4 power. So even a lucky hat to play another 1 coster. There's not a 1 coster. Well, I guess a Vortnail, right? Vortnail specifically, because it's got 3 power, it plays out a 1 power Guardian. And you just play them both to the field 2. I mean, that field's going to be super clogged after that. It's going to have 2 1-power creatures and 1 3-power creature. You're basically forced to play Infernander forever for the rest of the game to field 2 if you want to ever try to win it. Unless you want to play Allusion there 1 round and move 1 out. But then you're basically giving up field 2 1 round, right? To play the Allusion to middle to move it out, to move an ally out. Simba taking a long time on this one. I still think just pass. I know winning 2 fields round 1 is really good. Because, like I said earlier, then all you do is basically split fields for the rest of the game and you win. But if you lose 2 fields, it's like 1-2 in this situation. Then you're behind for the rest of the game, and you're trying to find that play where you win 2 fields and your opponent wins less. Still thinking. I mean, does he really have that many plays that he could make right now with no resources? Yeah, pass, claim, and ish. There you go. All right, cool. And Samuel will pass as well. So, yeah, Sam will win field 1. So he'll get 4. He gained the 1 earlier, so he's at 5. So he'll win field 2 then. And go up to 9. 9. And then Simba will win field 3 and gain 4. So 9-4 for Samuel's favor there. Now, Simba's going to have 9 cards to Samuel's 6. And then they're going to resource. So Samuel's going to be down to 5 cards to play. Yeah, so it'll end up being a 5 to 8 card hand this round. Simba has initiative. The judge's deck is potentially heavily in his favor. Let's see, do they support anything this round? I would Alistair's got it if I was Simba. Just to be able to slide your stuff around. Slide some power over into the crag, potentially. Oh, going for the Lucky Hat? Or is he picking Lucky Hat up? You don't need... I mean, he definitely doesn't need a Lucky Hat in support. His hand size is already jacked. Okay, no, he was digging through his trash. Alright, face down it is. Alright, take flight from Samuel here. So again, just kind of a super Sylph Amulet. Again, assuming you remember, I think he did get Judge's Decree last time before he could play it, though. You know Infernander's going mid? Don't even play. There he is. Yep, because the Arnold was there. He was just barely in the lead. Oh my gosh, please no Chrism. No, no, no. Oh my gosh, he's killing me with this. He's killing me. With Glaciafly in middle, he's going to have 13 power in that one field. It's like, I guess, yeah, Chrism to middle would also be 13 power, but like more flexible to go where you need it to. I don't know. I just really like combo with my Sylph Amulet a lot. Like that support. I get in the zone. I really like using it and rely on it. I mean, what, you allusion to middle and rip the block off the Tortu? Slide your auto somewhere? Wow, he literally said rip the block off the Tortu. That was weird. Play the owl from hand. Oh gosh. Randy, I really like playing Take Flight instead of resourcing it right away. Okay. Yeah, move a friendly familiar and add 1 card from your discard as a resource. So, adding that resource, you know, potentially being able to grab back like that strength training now that you've played it, being able to support it is pretty good. Alright, sliding all over to field 3. Okay. I mean, knowing that you can't compete for that field 1, that's fine. It's 1 power, right? What is... I mean, granted, that 1 power was huge for last round. Like, it forced plays on Samuel's part, and it also allowed Infernander to win field 2 this round. So, like, 1 power does make a difference sometimes. What? Here he goes again, those crazy plays. All right. So he's got plenty of movement at least, so all right, where are we going this round? Or not going? Field 1. All right. So now this is like worst scenario for Samuel. Thankfully he has Take Flight and Sylph Amulet, so potentially he can be in a really good position. But he can move Chrism to middle, and then Chrism's just absolutely destroying field 2. The Tortu's there, the Glaciafly's power there. If he had put them both to field 2, though, he would be in a really good position. And he could always slide Chrism over. I don't know. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse on this one, saying the same thing, but it's a really bad position. At least he has 2 movement abilities, so he can move both his familiars to the middle if he needs. Oh, we see a doubling cube from Simba over here. I think this is the first play of doubling cube we've seen all tournament long. So gain the effects of a 1 or less cost Tamer card in your discard. If you haven't gained its effects this round, then seek 3. And then, but instead of putting the cards back into the deck, they just get discarded instead. So gain the effects of a 1 or less card. So doubling cube basically becomes the card. So he's choosing Lucky Hat. So Lucky Hat is going to be basically in play here. So basically what he's doing in this situation is, 1, he's triggering a support early. And he's seeking. So basically it's a free play with a seek on it. And an immediate trigger of a support. Yeah, Randy says he should take flight the Chrism to field 3 in this game. Yeah, if he can trigger that take flight, he's in an okay position, right? Yeah, putting the Chrism over in field 3, and then Glaciafly's power is in field 2. So he'll add 9 power in mid, and then 8 power in 3. All right, what's Samuel got for us here? Oh, wow, crowd roar. Well, he's winning 2 fields because Glaciafly's power is in field 3 right now, so 5 versus the 4. And then Chrism, of course, is not competing for anything. So he's going to gain that VP and draw a card. Looks like he's exhausting a Sylph Amulet. Oh, maybe he's not. Five-card grip. Let's see what Terrachik, Ignison. I don't know. I feel like something low committal, like your first play. Something real low commitment right here. Just a 1-coster. Keep your other 2 resources open for potentially more powerful plays or triggering, your supports. Big think going on right now. Where are we at on power here in scoring? 10 power on field 2. Oh, we've seen a Siltsune. Okay. He is a one coster, like I was saying, low commitment. So, debut, you may move or deploy a friendly familiar to this field. So he is moving the familiar to field 3, just like Randy was saying. and keeping his supports open, like I was saying there, so he can still shift stuff around if need be. Because right now they are splitting fields during scoring. Now Simba does have basically a lucky hat in play right now, so he could play a 3-coster. A Turpion to field 1 right now would be really, well, no, because its play cost is reduced, so he cannot do that. Because it's technically would be a 2-play cost because of the lucky hat, meaning he cannot play it to Crag. So we got 9 power for Samuel in field 2 and 10 power in field 3. And then Simba has 10 power in field 2, so he's winning that one, but only 4 power over in field 3. All right, he's playing Alistair's Guide here. Our first Alistair's Guide of this match. So looking at 4, and then he can put 2 cards in hand instead. So really powerful search card. Probably the most powerful, I would say, in the game currently. Just being able to look at 4 and add 2 of them. And it was a free cost because of the lucky hat. So you basically got to play this for free. So that's fine. I don't think there was any big 3-costers anyway that were going to be super impactful. Why do I have a closed eye on my hand? Weird. Alright. No speed on that, so Samuel's up. Only 4 cards in hand. Simba's got 9. That's crazy. So what, Samuel plays something to field 2 here just to take back the lead there? Because he's got field 3 in a pretty good position. Now Simba does have his his mastery ability there, is inspiration available, so he could move like his Infernander over. Okay. So he's going reset spell for 1, reset up to 4 different creatures in that field. He's getting rid of the block off the Infernander, and then he's basically getting the the negative power off Tortu, putting him back to 5. And that's going to allow him to seek 1. So he's basically just going to draw 1. And then he could use the Take Flight if he wanted to. I don't think you do. Yeah, I don't think you use Take Flight here. I think you just leave your familiars where they're at. Yeah, because it's only on familiars. Sylph Amulet is... What makes it better, though, is a friendly creature. It can be anything, but it's only, it can only move 1. Thinking about the Take Flight. There is no speed on that reset spell. So yeah, thinking about the Take Flight. I think you leave it. I mean, you could get really crazy. Move Glaciify to field 1. Right? So then it can't be... what am I thinking? Skired, right? Because you can't play to field 1 because it's Crag, and you can't. And your Chrism's not going to get hit either, right? That would actually be a pretty funny, and actually a solid play. No, choosing not to use it. Not going to use it. Okay. Missed opportunity there. But that was a play that I didn't really see until literally looking at it for a hot minute, so. Because there's no way Simba would use a Skyer on just a Siltene. Like, I just can't imagine it. Even getting the Siltene out of that field wouldn't be enough to beat the Chrism if Gleesafly was to get moved. Well, Gleesafly moving doesn't matter, but because its power isn't in field 3 anyway when scoring, so. And now Simba's got 10 power in field 2, so they're actually tied up in field 2. What do we see here? 2? We're going to see the Skyer on the Gleesafly? That would be nuts if that's what happened. Yep. Oh my gosh. Called it. Oh my gosh. I called it. I said Gleesafly, move it with the take flight. I will say, I thought take flight, move Gleesafly to field 1 was the play, but because then you can't get Skyered in the Crag. Better safe than Skyered. That is the new new catchphrase there. Oh, another hat. Wow. Oh, that's powerful. Now, the thing is, Samuel's still in the lead on VP. He just has to lock down field 3. Simba's not going to use his inspiration to move Infernander to field 3. Right? He's not going to do it. Because then Tortu would beat the Illusion. Now, if he uses that Lucky Hat to play, a Vortnail to field 2, and then flipped his inspiration to move Infernander to field 3. That's a play. That would let Simba take both fields. So it's just kind of a question of, what does Samuel use that last resource on? And does he use the amulet to just lock down field 3? Right? Because that would put him at 15 power. And there's 7 there. 7 more from the Infernander is still not enough. Like Terrorchick to field 2, Sylph Amulet, move Tort 2 to field 3. What? Why would you use the inspiration to do that? Why not the Sylph Amulet? He must really be, I don't know, maybe he's holding something. Or maybe he doesn't have a 1 cost. I guess if he doesn't have a 1 cost, that is a play. I just find that hard to imagine. Ooh. Drill attack. Dang. Bounce the Tortu. Inspiration burned for nothing. Oh, feels so bad. And the Infernander got moved anyway. What is going on? Oh, he dropped 2 cards. Well, we know 3 of his cards in hand. Self Amulet, Giant Growth, and now a Tortu. So maybe he didn't have a 1 cost to play. Oh, gosh. I mean, he can still Sylph Amulet, move Chrism to mid, right? Assuming there's something to play. Play Sylph Amulet for no value, just to move Chrism? I'm just going to pass to take initiative. Yeah, that is unfortunate. It seemed like he did not have that one coster to use on the Sylph Amulet. And just like that, Simba has flipped this game. Yeah. 12-10 now. And Samuel's field is a lot less impressive than Simba's. Both playing face downs here. All right. Now Simba is deploying first, so he's probably going to put Infernator to field 2. Right? That's what we I mean, I 100% expect that. Now, Glaze of Fly is sitting at a 5 power right now, right? Alright, Chrism to 2. Block the Infernander from gaining more power. Good. Good stuff. There we go. Now, Glaze of Fly to field 2 as well. It's just such a safe combo, right? Put them both in field 2. Don't get crazy with the wild plays. There we go. Glace Fly to mid. All right. So they're tied in field 3, which is fine. Field 1 he is losing by 3. Right? Oh, no. Yeah, they're tied on field 3. And he's losing field 1 by 3. Now less so. Illusion taking down the Glacify a little bit. Alright. Well, that is not the best for Samuel. So Samuel gets to swap in something, but that does not really matter. Because all fields are in play. If he could have turned a field off, that would have been a little bit better. Like, turn field 1 off because that's the hardest one for you to win. Now we are in round 3. So Simba is definitely online for some Judge's Decree action again. A Vortnail followed by a Judge's Decree. Super strong. Yeah, literally Vortnail to field 3. Judge's Decree. That's game. He's at 12. He would score 8. And yeah, that would be a wrap. So Samuel needs to play something big here. We know he has Giant Growth. Play Giant Growth right now. lock down field 1 and 3. You would actually win all 3 fields. Oh, thank God. Okay. Whew. Prevent the blowout from Judge's Decree. And yep, use your non-committal resources. So he's going to give 6 power to the Glaciafly during scoring specifically. And he's also going to get to draw 2 cards. And the opponent has -1 space in that field. So he'll have 10 power in field 1, and then 12 power in field 3. And perfect. Good job, Samuel. Yes, followed it up with a Terrorchick to protect the Glaciafly. Perfect. Textbook play there. Assuming he doesn't use the amulet to do something weird. move Chrism around or something. Not amulet. Okay. Love to hear it. Alright, Simba. So, no Judge's Decree. That's for sure. Let's see. What does Simba do? Let's see. What could Simba do? I mean, locked up on field 2 there. Terrorchick, Guardian, 2 blocks. We're not going to see a second Skyer, that's for sure. Another auto doesn't really do anything. Oof. I mean, if I was Simba, what would I do? I'm getting... I don't know what his hand is. He's got a nice grip. He's got 7 cards to work with, right? But if he just wins 1 field, then we go to a round 4. But if he loses all 3 fields, that's game. So yeah, just depends on what he has there, but 10 power in fields 1 and 2 and 12 power in field 3. A Lunos to field 1, pretty solid. That would at least take us to round 4, guaranteed. Curious if he sees it though, or maybe he's got something else planned. Like I said, he's got a big grip. He's got 4 resources. Oh, he's got 3. I saved to field 1 just because that's just kind of the best position. It's just harder to win in field 2. It's because it's only 9 power. It's only 9 power there. And he's competing against 10 power. If he puts Lunos in field 1, though, right, he's going to have 14 power to 10. All right. So he's gonna KO the Terrorchick instead. So, I mean, that's fine. It's going to eke out just barely. But again, Samuel can just play. He's got 1 resource left. He can just drop another one drop. And Ignition would actually be really, really good right now. Yeah. Ignition right now would be really solid for Samuel. Ooh, nice. That's pretty cool. So, playing Self Amulet to bring the chicken back. If a friendly ally has been KO'd this round, play them from your discard and give them block. So now he's got Guardian, a blocked Guardian. And then, yeah, Terror Chick's debut. Give the Silton a block, sure. So he's back up to 10 power there. So 9. 9 to 10 there. So Samuel's back to winning all 3 fields. Yeah, not moving the familiars. That's good. Solid stuff. I think Ignition might have been like maybe slightly better. Slightly. But not by a large margin or anything like that. But still, the Self Amulet giving that block to the Terror Chick is nice. It's all kind of dependent on what Simba has, right? He's got 1 resource left. He's spent both hats. He could Vortnail here, again taking field 2. He basically, yeah, he's got to win field 2. That's his closest. He's only losing it by 1. So any 1-drop ally other than Arnold in field 2, and you at least make it to round 4. Now, if he had burned that amulet last round, like I was saying, to use the supported Self Amulet just to move the Chrism over, he could have won a field, right? But he wouldn't have had the Self Amulet to play this round then. And then Samuel's in a good position because he can pass right after this. And then retain initiative going into that next one. Because now we're at a 50-50, right? Yeah. 50-50 for seeing those cards that let him choose which field to turn off. Yeah, Simba is in. He's in a bind. He does have his inspiration. If nothing else, flip your inspiration and move your Infernander over. Win at least 1 field to make it into round 4. I don't think there's any position Samuel can put himself in. He's not going to be able to gain enough VP off 0-cost cards. Like, he doesn't have... I think he's already played, right, 1 Crowd Roar. So if he had 2 Crowd Roars, potential, but he's only winning 1 field. So, well, I guess he only needs to win 1 field, right? Be winning 1 field to get that VP. An Enchanted Draft, if he had had the resource, potentially could have put him up to 12. Because being at 12 is the sweet spot, right? Unless you can win field 3 by more than 4. Which he is currently. Oh, he's moving Lunos with the inspiration instead. Alright, Samuel is passing here. Alright, Simba's got free reign to do whatever he wants to potentially... a drill attack to move his Illusion to field 1 would actually be huge. It'd actually win him the entire tournament right now. A drill attack, move Illusion over, right? Puts him at 11 power in field 1. Ooh. Ooh. Playing Lady Seer and not using the debut. Just to get 2 power for later, I guess. Alright, so Sam's going to take 4 there. Chrism, Terrachik, 10 to 5. So Samuel's going to get another 4 for winning the Roost. And then here we're at 12 to 13. Simba will take it by one power. How did he go up to 18? One sec. How did Simba go up to 18? He was at 12? Shouldn't he be at 16? Yeah. Okay. No. So close game. Round 4. Samuel does have initiative. He's got a 9-card grip. Honestly, same play, right? First slam down Chrism. You've got initiative. Put the Glaciafly out after that. And immediately, giant growth again. Oh, he's got a Gelsene here for his support. Give a friendly ally block, which is going to be good because he's definitely going to lose block on that Terrachik. And then Simba, what does he got? Oh, face down. Okay, all right, Samuel. Let's see what he's got. He really locked in on that round. Like, that was super solid. I mean, think how great that was. Playing them both to center field. Like, he smoked that round. If he puts Chrism back to Crag after that, after seeing how powerful it was, oh, God. Chrism 3. Interesting. Alright, so, I mean, that's going to give him 10 power over there. If Glaciafly goes to mid, that'll be 15. So he'll win field 3, right? Because there's no way more power could get put over there. So that helps him lock down field 3. So if he's trying to do some counterplay to Judge's Decree, you know, it makes sense. Alright, Infernator to Crag. Glaciafly to field 1. Or no, field 3. Nice. Now he's got that brain again. Oh. Yeah, Glaciafly to field 3. Get rid of Lunas's +2. Sure. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Because then he wouldn't have that +5. Or, oh, it's only 4. It's not 5. Oh, he is going to go 3. Yeah. Yep. Alright, so he's going to get rid of the power on the Lunos. So he's got 11 power there. So now Samuel has initiative, so he's still in a position to do pretty well. I mean, literally, Sylph Amulet, move your Terror Chick over to field 3, boom. Strength training on Glaciafly. Or not strength, well, sure, strength training, but also giant growth. Boom. And he takes it, right? Alright. Takes the block off of the Terror Chick here. What is it? Field 2 is turned off. Ooh. And it's a 7. An odd. So discard 1 card and then draw 1. Alright. Glaciafly to field 2. All Samuel needs to do is split fields. And he takes it. Right? Because Simba will go up to 20 and Samuel will go up to 22. So, literally, Samuel just needs to play anything to field 3. Anything to field 3. Or move Terror Chick over to field 3. Alright, discarding an Adult. Samuel discarded a Nyson. Don't fall into the trap of losing to Judge's Decree. You have to win. Be winning at least one field passing this round. Giant growth on Glaciafly. Spending what? Is it Sylph Amulet? Gelsene. Yep. So he's going to draw 2 off the giant growth. Glaciafly. Move with Sylph Amulet. Okay. They were just getting clarification. The -1 in the field, the space, it's where he ends up. Until the end of this round, opponents have opponents in their field. Okay, so he's given block to the Terror Chick. That makes sense. In the move. Yep. There you go. Right. That's so good. Yeah. It's now he's actually winning both field. So he is playing with speed. And giving block to the Terror Chick also really good. Because now Simba can't like clear the Terror Chick super easily. Oh gosh. It is a 12 power Glaciafly when scoring. So 9 on the Infernators field versus the 12 that Glaciafly is putting over there. And field 3 is just crazy. What does Simba do here? He has to win both fields. He has to win both fields. Drill attack. Move Illusion to field 1. Bounce Adult. Funny enough, bounce the Adult just to free up a space. It's still not great, though. Because then they're only tied in field 1, which isn't enough. Uh, Samuel still has 3 resources. He could play a 3-drop to field 1. We know he has Sparkwill in deck. We saw it in the first game that he discarded it. So he could play a Sparkwill to field 1 if he wanted to help kind of secure it. Yeah, Simba. Ooh, this is tough. I think we're going to see a game 3. Is there any other lines I'd be missing here? Let's play some cards. Let's see. Drill. Okay, there's the drill attack. Like I was saying. Oh wow, wow. Okay, auto, and then you move the illusion. It's tough, man. Illusion to field 1, split, so you tie, and then you just have to win field 3. It's still a mountain, and it doesn't take much for Samuel to again gain the lead again. Even a strength training on the Glaciafly, just to be at that 13 power when scoring, would totally be worth it. Have we seen both strength trainings? I can't remember. Looks like he's debating the illusion to field 3, but that's not enough, right? 6, 9, 13? Yeah, not even. Illusion to field 3 doesn't do anything. You got to save that and put a bigger drop there. Like, you need something big, right? The alligator at this point, Croc. That would be 17 in that field. That's still not enough. Wow. That's still not enough. That is brutal. I can't see a winning line for Simba. Move, yeah. You can't move the Infernander over there because you can give up field 1, and then he wins the game because he's got 22 power in field 3. Samuel does. That is a mountain. Not moving with the drill attack. Give block to the Infernander. I would at least move the illusion over to field 1, just because it's not doing any good in field 2. And it's not like you're limited on spaces over there in field 1 all that much, so. All right, Samuel, what you got? I mean, he's doing fine. I do think a Sparkwill in field 1, though, would be kind of amusing. Like, it's not a huge... Oh, Enchanted Draft? Play it slow? Okay. Well, so let's see the top 3. Oh, gosh. 2 power and a VP. You split the power. Put 1 on the Glaciafly, so that way he'd be at max, and 1 on Chrism. He's gonna give them both to Chrism. Okay. Like I said, I would have put the 1 on Chrism, or 1 on Glaciafly, just in case Allusion was to get moved over to field 1. Like, that's all. Like, the power still would end up in field 3 also. So putting the 1 onto Chrism, that 1 extra, like, you could have put it on Glaciafly, and it still would have equaled the same amount of power. The 1 VP isn't really anything, because, yeah, it's not going to change anything. See, Randy, do we know if Simba is running Shaper Magic? I don't know. He used it last tournament pretty effectively. Like, Shaper Magic, I think, literally won him the last tournament. Because that's why I started playing it myself. It's because I saw how he played it, and I actually learned from him the potential impact Shaper Magic can make. And Simba sounds like he's throwing, or calling it, throwing in the towel on this one. Maybe going to a game 3. Does he play it out here, or just scoop it up and move on? Yeah, because there's just the blocks, the Guardians. Yeah, there's just, I don't see it. Yeah, a Shaper Magic, get rid of the block off of Chrism, and then you Skyer the Chrism. Oh, alright, he's calling it. Alright, well, we'll take a quick intermission while they are resetting, and I'm going to run to the bathroom. back. Did I miss anything? Does not look like it. We are good. Okay. So do we see any changes expected this time around? And this is what you like to see, right? A finals game going to game 3. Yeah. Do we see Samuel put the crag to the side for once? Well, it sounds like he's sticking with keeping the crag. Big debate on those mulligans. Okay, he is going to keep his hand. Like, what do you want to see in your opening hand, right? If you're either player. If you're Samuel, you 100% want your amulet, right? Or the take flight. But as Samuel said, like, a take flight in hand, arguably better than as a support early on. Especially if, like, a strength training, like, you play strength training first, get it into the trash, and then you play take flight, because then you have strength training round 1 for the rest of the game to use as a support. And what does Simba want? Knowing that the crag is in play yet again, Alistair's Guide as a support, really solid. Lucky Hat, of course, assuming you don't have a 3-coster that you want to play. And then keeping the ranch in play this time. I mean, it was pretty lucky for him that first game. Wow, crag in field 1 again. Now, do we see the same supports again for a 3rd game in a row? Man, big think on this. Face down it is. Oh, he got the amulet again. So good. No. Wow. For shame. For shame. I don't even know if it was shuffled yet anyway, so. Infant entered to field 3. I'm surprised he didn't go for the field 2 play. mean, do the safe play, man. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, he's learning. He's learning. Yep. Better to lose the block on the Chrism than the minus on the Glaciafly. Arguably, right? Now, if there's a Skyer in his future, field 2. Okay. And it's an odd. So discard 1 card, then draw 1. And, like, this isn't even a big deal for Sam. Because he has Sylph Amulet. So now, like I've been saying this whole time, you just slide Chrism left or right. Arguably, you just go left and split fields. Unless Simba can't play to field 1. And then you go right and potentially win both fields. Wow, a Sune stick. We have yet to see that. And another Fury Potion round 1 from Simba. I think that is all 3 games, right? He discarded that in all 3 games. Does he play an Allusion to get it back? Does he play a Lucky Hat? Again. A Skyer, get rid of the Chrism right now while it doesn't have block. Is fine. The scary thing is, though, we know Sam has a Siltsune in deck. So he could just redeploy Chrism back out. Tough call, right? And it's only a 1-coster, too. Alright, Lucky Hat. Wait it out, see what happens. Like, Simba could play a 1-coster next. And then Samuel will have arguably, potentially, assuming there's no strength training, use both of his resources, and then use Skyer afterwards. Okay, Enchanted Draft. Ooh! 2 VP and 1 power. Also, notably, Momentum Shift, which is really powerful for him. Alright, so now Simba can't just use his Inspiration to tie in field 1. What does Simba do now? No Shape Magic, because then you gotta hit your own Infernander. I'm thinking of like 1-costers to keep his Skyer play available. Skyer also to hit Glaciafly, and then use your Inspiration to move your Allusion to field 1. And then you take field 3 and field 1, assuming Chrism doesn't move, right? But why wouldn't it? We've seen a lot of 2-cost allies from Simba so far. Not a whole lot of 1-costers. We did see the Lady Seer. Okay. Alistair's Guide. That's fine. So a free guide, because Hat reduces it. And then gets Dig for stuff. Dig for a Skyer, potentially, if he didn't have it already. It's always so interesting, like commentating and not knowing what's in the hands, right? So I don't have a clue what either player could play in these situations. So it's just and I don't know what the decks consist of other than what we've seen. So literally just throwing out like the craziest potential that we, could possibly be played in these situations. All right, so back to Samuel here. He's got one resource. Use your Sylph Amulet or a Strength Training, of course, really good on the Glaciafly. I think I would Terrachick. Okay, he's got an Ignition. Yeah. Momentum Shift would really hurt Samuel right now. Like, yeah. what would you hit, though? I mean, probably the Glaciafly, right? That's the most impactful one. So, Momentum Shift, give the Illusion the power. Slide, use your Inspiration to put Illusion to field 1. Or actually, no. Illusion to field 3, you win 4, your opponent wins nothing. Right? That's better than each player getting 4. It's 2. Okay, he's gonna Skyr the Chrism instead. So it does have speed here. So what does that put him winning at? He's got 8 power there versus the 5 from the Glaciafly. So he's not going to get the bonus. Alright, he's just going to pass. I mean, Samuel just passes here, right? You're better off splitting fields, I think, in this situation than playing a zero-coster. Right, save your crowd roars, save your strength trainings to like stall out in future turns. Yeah, also not giving the Glaciafly that, like, playing the strength training now, if he had it, right? I think he would have played it if he had, but not playing it to protect yourself from being momentum shift before you can drop a Terrachick to protect. And Samuel's grip 6 versus Simba's 9. Each going down. So Samuel's only going to have 5 cards. Now, a strength training, or not, I keep doing that. Giant growth to draw 2, of course, would put his hand size back up in a pretty solid position. And we're seeing the take flight yet again on Samuel's side. But he won last round anyway, so... I mean, if he had used it the wrong way, it could have. Alright, in Fernander to field 3 again. Okay. I mean, it's a play. I mean, it's hard to compete, right? In field two. Yeah, you just go Chrism mid again. Yep. Illusion rips it, or maybe hits the Ignison. Just either way, it's not hitting Glacier Fly. That's the important part. And if field two gets turned off again because Simba chooses to, Chrism just slides left or right. I don't know. I feel like Simba is got his back against the wall again. I know that it's only a 2-point difference, but Simba's got no supports. Samuel's already been beefing up his familiars, and all that movement and support. Yeah, and Simba has initiative. He could, in theory, right, play Judge's Decree, right? But there's nowhere he can put the owl to win 2 fields. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's a good play. Yeah. Now the thing is, though, Glacier to mid still beats it out. Like, it still beats the Skyer, right? Alright. What is going on? Someone's Google just went crazy. Alright, what are we seeing for Judges? Judges card. 3 of the 7 favor Simba. Okay. What do you got? Ooh, field 1 is turned off, and it's an even. Trigger the debut effects of your familiars. Doesn't matter. Again, Samuel is in a good position here. He's winning. He's winning this field, right? And he's got 5 power over here. 3 resources. Play whatever you want. Do Judges Decree anyway if you don't have any plays? Just so you don't lose both fields? Like, it is a play. I have done it before. I'm like, my hand is terrible. I'm going to lose everything. He's got 8 cards in hand, so he'd only go down to 5. What does he play? Shaper Magic isn't, like, huge right now. Reset the Glacier Fly is about all you would get out of it. Skyer, get rid of the Glacier Fly is pretty good. But again, there's Take Flight. Not only do you have to worry about the Siltonate that you know is in deck, but also Take Flight support to deploy a friendly familiar. Even a second Skyer here isn't enough. So he's looking in discard. So I would guess he has an Illusion in hand. Or a cube. Either one of those. I think cube would be more powerful in this situation. It is. It is the cube. So he's gonna use it as a hat again. That's fine. So essentially, he loses nothing out of his resources, and he gets to seek. That's crazy. He has an 8-card hand, and he still didn't have a good. He didn't have what he needed. Granted, he is in a rough position right now. Yes, he's winning field 3, but not by much. And he's not in a position to be splitting fields right now. Like, it's not enough to split fields. He needs to win both. But there's 11 power sitting in field 2 right now. That's a challenge. What do you do if you're Samuel? Enchanted Draft or Terrachik. Probably a Terrachik first. Get your Glacial protected, and then you Enchanted Draft. You know, it'd be crazy, though, if both players were actually watching the stream and listening to me, and they're just, like, sitting there waiting and stalling until they hear me make a play, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that. It would be the wildest thing. But you know how hard it would be to concentrate listening to me ramble for, 2+ hours while also playing and holding conversations with them? Could not even imagine how difficult that would be. Terrachik. Just play a Terrachik. Ooh, giant growth is scary. I guess. Alright, so he will draw 2 off this. It has speed. So he could draw into a Terrachik if he didn't already have it. So, yeah, he's winning both fields now. Oh, he's scooting it over. He's making space, yeah. He's not using Take Flight. I think he's making space. He's playing, yeah, Terrachik. He's making space for something there. A 1-drop. Have we seen any other 1-drops? There it is. Oh, gosh. Yep. That's massive. Now, oh, he's going to move the Ignition over. All right, that's fair. You don't want to clog that field up too much. That's fine. This is going to be a brutal round for Simba. Now, he does have basically a hat in place. He could drop a 3 on us here. Have we seen any other 3s other than Judge's Decree, though? I don't think we have. We haven't seen a Croc. We have seen a Lunos. It could be a Lunos. Lunos to hit the Terrachik for future rounds. He still has his Inspiration available to him. 11. Samuel's got 13 power in field 3, though, right now. Versus 9 that Simba has. And Samuel's tapped out, so he couldn't Sylph Amulet back the Terrachik if he did take it out. He could have an Auralt to hit the Terrachik. Simba has his inspiration though, so he could maybe move the Skyer over to field 3. I'll do. Yeah, I was gonna say move him out. Simba has a question. So Rapture. Yeah, Rapture won't do anything because the Terror Chick. Yeah. So Rapture KOs Guardians. Sorry, it KOs Wilds. But Terror Chick is blocking, right? And Terror Chick's not a legal target because it's not a wild. So yeah, no Rapture. So we know he has a Rapture. I think I forgot that from the first game. I think he discarded it or something. I feel like I remember seeing it at one point. So one of those 8 cards is a Rapture. There's just nothing in this situation. So not a good card to play. Lunos would be good. Lunos would clear out that Terror Chick. And then he could flip the inspiration to move the Lunos to field 3. Alright, now let's get Samuel back here. Okay. What other plays could we see from Simba right now? It's rough. The double block on the familiars is also really rough. Like, if it wasn't Terror Chick to give the Glaciafly block, he could have, like, auto the Terror Chick, flip Inspiration, move Illusion to middle, and then momentum shift the Glaciafly out. But now that Glaciafly has block, that's no longer available. Giant Growth really set him up pretty good. It's in there, don't worry. Eight. I mean, 8 cards in hand, still pretty solid. I think though Samuel's gonna pass though, right? After this, he's gonna claim that initiative. And again, we've said it numerous times. Claiming initiative in this particular like setup is really, really, really powerful. Yeah, he's having to change up his whole game plan now that he can't do that. That's still 7 cards, though, to choose from. Like, there's got to be something in there that's decent. Oh, it's going to whistle. All right, cool. Let's go. Let's whistle it up. All right, so what does he hit off this whistle? Lunos. Lunos would be good. All right. Lunos is only a like base power 4, so then he could still play a 2 or 1 power creature also. Lunos to get rid of that Terror Chick right now. While Sylph Amulet can't be played to grab it back, is actually pretty good. He could Lunos and Auto to hit the Terror Chick, Lunos to hit the Ignition, and then save his Inspiration. If he, because Lunos is already going to be in the correct field. That's assuming though that he sees those 2 specific allies out of those 5. Oh, he's dropping 1. He does have the Lunos. Okay. Well, he only sees 1 though. Oof. At least it's a 3-coster, so it breaks even, right? Like he's getting the same technical value. Now, still though, I mean, what do you? That's tough though, because now you got to choose. What are you gonna get rid of? Like that Terror Chick right now is a problem. But getting Lunos in the correct field, debating. Yeah, he's gonna KO the Ignition. Okay, and it's essentially what a 4 power swing in that field, plus 2 power, and then you clear off 2 power. So he now has, yeah. And it's also almost an 8 power if you include the Lunos' base power there. So 8 power swing. So 15 power versus... Oh. Okay. Force Simba to burn his Inspiration? Because, yeah, Samuel wasn't going to win. Right? He wasn't going to win both fields. So, forcing his opponent to burn his Inspiration right now in this situation, so that way you don't have to worry about it later? I mean, Simba absolutely cannot let him win both fields right now. That would be catastrophic, to say the least. Yeah. Yeah, he's got 20 power in field 3. You're not taking that from him. So Inspiration to move any of them, actually. Any of them beat Terror Chick, so... Although, what would be funny... Oh, yeah. Doesn't matter what I move. If it goes back to Samuel's turn, he could Crowd Roar. Just because he'd be winning 2 fields. Because it's not scoring phase, so Glacialfly's power is in field 2 right now at this second. So, when playing Crowd Roar, he would get the VP and draw. And has speed, so he could still pass first. Heck, he could Crowd Roar twice. Then, like, maximum value out of Crowd Roar. And still pass. Yeah, you got to flip it. You have to flip it. Like, what do you move, though? Do you move the Infernlander or do you move the Lunos? Don't move the Allusion, because heaven forbid he has a strength training and plays it on the Terrorchick. And the Terrorchick goes up to 4 and beats the Allusion. That would, yeah. Definitely move the bigger guys. Alright, he's going to pass. He does not have the Crowd Roar, it seems. Alright, Simba's going to pass. So, yeah, they're going to split fields again. But Samuel's going to get 5. So, it's actually the better field to win in this situation. So, he goes up to 11 versus Simba's 8. So, again, it's not a huge lead, but Samuel's still in a pretty good spot. Now, there is a Lunos in play, though, now, so there's some decent power on Simba's side. Both have just huge grips now. 8 for Samuel, 9 for Simba. Anything's possible. This is round 3. If Samuel can get 1 VP and win 2 fields this round, he'll win, right? That'll bump him up to 12. He scores 4 and 4. It puts him at 8. And that wins it. Or if he wins the ranch by more than 4. Now, Simba, he doesn't have initiative, but this might be a powerful opportunity to Judge's Decree. It depends on what that Judge's card is, though. Like, if the fields aren't in his favor, I think Samuel's best bet is to turn off field 3 this round. Okay, so we're in deployment. I mean, why break up a good thing? Put your stuff behind the Terrorchick. Keep them protected. You have your movement if you need a move. I think it's a straightforward play. That puts 5 power. Oh gosh. Oof. All right, we'll see what happens. Scary, scary. Infernander to mid. Maybe? Or do you... Yeah, 9 power there. Yeah, he wouldn't be winning if he goes to field 1. And the ongoing wouldn't really help you getting rid of the block off the Chrism. Unless he goes Allusion first and then Infernander. That's a whole lot. Yep, and then Glacial Fly to middle. Alright, at least do that. Yeah. Yes, Glacial Fly to 2. Alright, and then where does Allusion go? Oof. I feel like you go to mid and pray. Glacial Fly is throwing 5 power over field 3. So, like, you're winning field 3 right now if in Simba's shoes. So, I mean, Allusion could go anywhere. But again, you gotta be careful because Samuel does have initiative. I guess I would go to middle just to hit the Terrorchick. Unless you have a momentum shift. If you have a momentum shift, taking block off of Chrism is big. Debating moving the Skyer? I don't think you move the Skyer in this situation. No. You leave him in the crag. That puts you 6 power in that field. That's beating Glaciafly's 5. Assuming you're getting rid of Chrism, right? Alright, let's see what that judge's card is. If Samuel does get a turn off a field, what do you turn off? Field 2? And then you just win the 2 side fields? Switch it up. It's the least useful one. So he swaps one of the fields out for the reserve field, and then everything is in play. So taking out the ranch and then adding in a vanilla. And it is an odd. So discard 1, draw 1. Like, what are you hoping to see if you're Samuel right now? Another... He says he doesn't trust himself with a bounce orb. Which is kind of funny. Because... potentially, he could gain that 1 VP I was talking about, and if he wins 2 fields, he would. And Simba's discarding that Rapture that we were talking about earlier, because it's not a lot of value in this situation. And then that ongoing from Infernander finally kicking in here. He discarded a card, so -1 to a creature in that field. Alright. Samuel's got to be careful because he's in a position to get Judge's Decreed right now. So he should probably drop something into field 3. Yeah, Giant Growth on Glaciafly is just so good. Yeah. So good. And it's got speed, so he can still follow it up with something else. I don't think you move anything, though, right? If you got Amulet and Take Flight. Like, you don't try to win field 2, right? You have 1 power in that field when scoring. Versus the 7 of Infernander. You're only 1 behind in field 3 right now. Like, even a Tortu in field 3 would be fine. But not the field 2, though. You're so far behind in field 2. Why wouldn't you play him to the field you're only 1 behind in, instead of a field that you have a mountain to climb to try to win? Simba, drop the Judge's Decree and punish him right now. Judge's Decree and literally anything in field 3, right? Whatever the Judge's Decree plays, just put it in field 3. Anything but an odd-alt, right? Any ally but an odd-alt, and you win 2 fields. Nope. Only a 1. Well, it could be Vort now. Nope. Alright. Alright, Alistair's guide. So he's digging. Yeah. Simba's been infamous for that. That Vortnell with speed, throw my 3 power into a field, and then Judge's Decree it right afterwards. Super good combo. But doesn't seem like he has it this time. But digging, though. So Seek for... God, he had 8 cards in hand before that. And he didn't have an answer? That's crazy to me. All right, what does Samuel do now? What do you follow this up with? You could still Giant Growth would still a solid play. Strength training on Glaciafly if you want to stall out. Six cards in hand. Crowd running. Okay. So, because Glaciafly's power is in field 2 right now, Crowd Roar is solid. He's going to gain that VP and draw a card. He's playing with speed, so he's still in a good spot. And he's at that sweet spot, right? He's at 12. Just win 2 fields. Slide that Tor 2 over to field 3. Use that Sylph Amulet. I think trying to win field 2, he's spread himself thin. We've talked about this earlier in like other matches. He's trying to do this thing where he's trying to win all 3 fields when he doesn't need to, right? He's spreading all of his power out as thin as possible, but even as possible. And you don't need to do that right now. You just need to win 2 fields, and that's a wrap. Let your opponent put all that effort into scoring 1 field. That doesn't matter. I mean, or stall it out. Play a strength training on Glaciafly, and then save your amulet and take flight, and then slide your Glaciafly over left or right, right? Like, you could do that as well. If you're gonna slide it though, slide it to the left. Put it in Crag, because you don't want to put it over into a field that could immediately get skired. All right, what's he got? Six cards? That's plenty of stuff to make plays with. Slide Tor 2 to 3. Slide Glaciafly to 1. Whatever you want to do. Don't do them both. Don't do them both. Siltsune. Okay. Okay. Okay, he is going to move. Oh, God. Okay, that's fine, yeah. Move the Sylph Amulet, use the Sylph Amulet, sorry, to move the Terrachik over to keep the Glaciafly protected. So now he's got 10 power here. He does have to be careful because now field 1 is, like, a little iffy. It's not as protected, as powerful. I still think the Tor 2 to field 3 would have been the better choice. Because then you're still providing support for Chrism and also field 3. But, like, this is an okay play. What does Simba got? He dug 4 cards deep, added 2. So if he was looking for something specific, he's got to have it now, right? With as many cards as he has. All right, Simba, drop a card. They're bantering at the moment. It's the bantering that kills me. We're all watching and waiting in anticipation, and then they're just like jabbering, and y'all can't hear that. And so it's like, oh, lucky hat. All right, nice non-committal. Thank you, Simba, for just playing something and interrupting them. I appreciate it, and I know the audience appreciates it. All right. So what does Samuel do now? He's got one resource left. Enchanted Draft? Ignison? Yeah, and... Oh, he's passing. Oh, that's not the best. He has no one-cost card out of 5 cards. Oh. Now Simba's like, oh, I don't know what to do. He's got a lucky hat in play and 3 resources. His opponent is passed. This is your moment, right? What do you do in this situation? There's 9 power in field 1. You have 6 there already. If you can get 4 power in that field... Oof. There's 10 power in that center field. You're down by 3 in that one as well. I mean, on a bright note, he's winning field 3. Simba is, so... There's so much, right? There's no inspiration. Simba has no inspiration, though. You don't let him win 2 fields or you lose the game. You could win 1... Oh, you gotta win 2 fields in this situation. Drill attack to move Infernander over to field 1 is a play. I don't know where you bounce back, though. I guess you could bounce the... Yeah, you could bounce the Skyer back, move your Infernander over, right? Because that's 7, 10 to the 9 of the Chrism. Which is why I was saying leave Glaciafly in the middle and have Tortu in field 3 would have been the better play. But he did some craziness instead, so that Silsone was such a wild one. Yeah, like, if he has no more 1-cost in hand, he would at least had a 2-cost. He could have played a 2-cost instead of the Silsone, because Silsone was such an odd choice. It almost forced him into making plays that he might not have really even wanted to make. I mean, he's got 4, essentially. He's going to drill attack. He's going to bounce the chicken instead to get rid of that. Yeah, no more Guardian for now. Alright, and then move Infernander over. I mean, you don't move Allusion, right? Because that only ties you. Yeah, that's still... What? You're already winning that field, bud. You're already winning that field. Why would you do that? He's making room for something else over there? Skyer? Oh, momentum shift. Okay, okay. Fair enough. I was wondering when we were going to see a momentum shift. Yeah, using it on that is better than the Chrism. Alright. And you're still winning 2 fields. Alright. Samuel's only going to take 1 now. Holy jeez Louise. He's looking at his discard. Oh, he's going to have a cube. If he's looking in his discard, only thing I can think of is he's got another cube. I would play a cube, use a lucky hat, then pass. Because then you can use the lucky hat in the next round. Because it'll just stay in play. And you just pass after that. He might not know that, though. That's one of those like interesting interactions that he might not see as an available option. I mean, he's still in it, right? So he's going to go to 16, and he's going to... Oh, they're going to tie it up. This will be a tie after this round. So we're going to go to round 4. Samuel does have initiative, though. So that's going to be really powerful. I mean, he just plays something to set him up for next round. Like, as I was saying, the cube, seek some, right? You go ahead and spend that resource now to seek, to get you something for next round. You choose the lucky hat so you don't have to, like, commit anything else. And then that just, it's almost like setting you up with a bonus resource in the next round, in a way. Which is really important because we're going into round 4 with it being a tied game. I would like to have that bonus resource, right? I know it's not actually, but essentially. Sounds like he's passing. So we're going into a tied game. Game 3, final round. Round 4. We say final round. It might not be. If only 2 fields are active and they split fields again, then we go to a round 5. I would love, actually, to see a round 5 in the finals in Game 3. Like, talk about keeping the fans on their feet. What a nail biter. So Samuel gets to draw 3 here. He's going to have 9 cards. The Simba's 8. They're both hand grips are still solid. Glaciafly losing that power is really, really rough, though. Looks like Simba's deck is very low. So Judge is just reminding players that The draw phase happens at the end of the round. It's not at the beginning of the next round. It's technically at the end of this round. So after scoring, since Simba's deck is so low, he could deck himself. And for every card he attempts to draw that he can't, Samuel gains a VP. So if they split fields and they 4-4 and they go to 20, and then Simba can't draw enough cards and gives a free VP, that's not good for Simba. And the Roost is in play, so could force draws, like literally forcing them to draw a card. Oh, he's gonna Sylph Amulet here on Samuel. Golly, another face down on Simba. Golly, that's crazy. Okay, gets rid of the block. Also Tortu. Where do you go with the Glaciafly? I mean, it depends on what's in Sam's hand, right? I don't know. I would probably still go mid, and then I could always just use my amulets and my take flights to move it around. But maybe not. Maybe you want to put it in the crag where it can be defended. Yeah. Yeah, Glaciafly in 1. That's fine. Assuming you can power the Glaciafly up. That's at least 8 power in field 2 now. Granted, Infernander there. Yeah. Infernander to field 2 makes the most sense here. Because then no matter what gets hit off the Roost, you're going to be hitting that Tortu. Samuel really needs field 3 turned off. We haven't seen it revealed yet, 3 specifically. And then there's also the ones where initiative gets to choose. So you could also turn field 3 off with that one. Speed it up. There we go. So he gets to choose. Let's see. There's 13 power there to your 8. So you're behind, what, 5? Versus being behind 4 in field 3. Yeah. So triggering debuts. Owl Illusion will hit the Tortu, and then Infernander will gain a power. So what do you got, Samuel? You got 8 cards. Ooh, nasty. Oh, what do you? Oh, I would Sylph Amulet. You? Oh no. Oh no. He's going to lose the Judge's Decree right here. He's going to lose the Judge's Decree right here. He should have used the Sylph Amulet to move the Tortu over. Right? Oh no, he's got Glaciafly there for 8. If Judge's Decree hits anything and plays it to the center field. Oh wait, no, that's not even a winning field. I'm sorry. Forget what I said. We're still on. Judge's Decree does not do it here. But that was still a really powerful reset spell. He's going to seek 3. I still would have moved a Tortu over, though, I think. I mean, Judge's Decree would still force a split, but Simba does not. Simba needs to end this game this round because he's about to start drawing nothing out of his deck. And if this goes to another round, yikes. Ooh, man. Tricky, tricky. That was such a good reset spell. Yeah, my only issue with the Tortu, if he had moved it to field 3, is a Skyer would hit both Siltsine and Tortu, right? It could take out 2. That would be essentially a 10 power swing. He would drop 3 power in play and take 7 power off the board from his opponent. Glaciafly needs to get to the middle field, right? But again, you don't want to do it too soon. Because you don't want it to get hit, right? Unless you play Terrachik first. I think I would do Sylph Amulet to play a Terrachik, give the Tortu block, right? Then slide the Glaciafly over. You really want to slide the Glaciafly and the Tortu over. But you don't want to do it without giving them the protection they need. And Samuel's got enough movement. He could definitely make it happen. The question is, does he move the Glaciafly first or does he move the Tortu first? I mean, you could just Sylph Amulet for the Terrachik, move the Glaciafly over, give the Tortu block now, and then move the Tortu later. On a follow-up. Guess there was a judge question asked in PM. Yeah, what else could be played here on Simba's part? He needs to figure out how to deal with that Chrism. He needs to be able to win field 1. Winning field 3 alone isn't enough. Illusion. Okay, so he gets to pick something out of trash here and move a creature, friendly creature of that card's style. So what do you do? Move Infernander to field 1? Grabbing a... Yeah. Yeah, grab the Fury Potion. That's fair. I think I would have grabbed the Doubling Cube, though. Because you could have got Fury Potion and Doubling Cube's effect. Oh, no. His deck's low. Yeah. He doesn't want to get any more cards from his deck. Yeah. Yeah. Infernander field 1. That puts you at 7. You're still 2 power shy currently, assuming Glaciafly doesn't move over. He's still in a bind. Oh my gosh. He's gonna give it to the Glaciafly. Okay. He's going to move it to the middle. Yep. Field. Yeah, now field one's even better off. Now it's at 12 to that 7. Oof. The challenge just keeps getting harder and harder for Simba over there. Oof. Yeah, move the use the other self amulet on the Tortu then over to field 3. One giant growth has been played so far, Randy. So there is still one available somewhere. Yeah, giant growth, like that's a wrap. Like, wipe your hands clean, game over. Yeah. No strength trainings have been played though. That's interesting. What was the last card played? I don't even remember. It's been a minute. I thought it was the Illusion, but I could be mistaken. Oh, Terrorchick? Oof. Yikes. I cannot. You just got to keep working on that field 1. You just got to pray he can't take field 3 somehow. Oof. Big things happening here. Is there anything that you guys can think that are watching that Simba could play in this moment? I mean, he has an Illusion in play, so he can double up. I mean, he could Skyre the Terrorchick and the Tortu away, but... He's just gonna Fury Potion the Skyre. Alright. Fair enough. What's that? 8, 12? So, what? They're tied. They're tied in field 1 now. Tied in field 1. The scary part, though, is Fury Potion's effect is going to make him draw. Strength training on Glace the Fly right now. Oh my god. Oh, another reset spell. So he's going to draw. He's going to get a card. He used the Sylph Amulet. So what, you move the Tortu over now? There it is. There it is. We got there. Yikes. Now that's a wrap, right? He's got 10 power in field 3 now versus 9 that Simba has. Jeez Louise. How have we not seen a strength training yet? This baffles me. Absolutely baffles me. Alright, Adult on the Terrorchick. No VP gain, though. Why is that? Why is that going to hand? It's not go to hand. Okay, he beat me to it before I could say anything. Strength training now? Oh my god. Tor 2 block. Oh my gosh. As if it wasn't hard enough. Oof. Dang. Dang. I mean, on the bright side, Simba tied him in field 3. Another Fury Potion on the Skyer. I think he still loses, though, even if they split fields, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, feels bad. Yeah. He's going to split fields. But then he's going to draw. And I think the draw is what's going to get him. A Enchanted Draft right now would... Yeah, that'd probably end it, right? Enchanted Draft. And you just... But also make Simba pass first. So he draws that extra card. So you play something here if you're Samuel. Oh man. If he could strength train the Glaciafly and then use the take flight to move the Chrism over. How has there not been a strength training? How? How has he not drawn it? Oh my gosh. He just played it right back out. He's not... Alright, he did force Simba there to pass first. Oh, there it is! There's the strength training! Brr, brr, brr. Where does that put him at, though? So 5, 10, 14 to... Is it 14? 14 to 14. Yep, that's game. That's it. And I do technically draw. Draw for the Fury Potion, and then also... Yeah. And draw for... Yeah, so he draw, then discard 1, and then he has to draw 3. So this is assuming they had split fields, and they both ended at 20. Yeah. And then draws 3 for end of round. Looks like he's got 2 cards left in deck.